I think it's safe to rest here now.
I see someone who looks troubled about something.
A little compassion can make all the difference. I propose we speak to them.
You okay?
Yeah!
Okay.
Huh?
Here we go!
Hey, if we find anyone who needs help here...
I know. Right.
Excuse me! Well... Really?
Good.
What the? Seriously?
All right.
You finally made it.
Go no further!
None
shall escape my judgment!
Come and get it!
You are in tip-top shape!
As soon as I'm done here, come help out. This could be useful.
We seem to have come across something a little unusual.
No holding back!
Rising Wyvern!
This'll be a piece of cake.
You are in tip-top shape!
As soon as I'm done here.
How could a girl ever say no?
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
We won that by a mile!
Dawn!
No!
A freezing
We
storm!
did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Wish they were all that easy.
Yeah, I think we might be getting too strong.
Go no further!
Rising Wyvern! Dragon Gale!
Giant
You're on!
Instant!
You're
Wind
mine!
astral energy!
Not a chance!
Dragon Flame of Death!
The tide of battle.
That's the power of comrades in arms. My fists are crushing it out there.
No choice.
Escape my judgment!
Another one down.
We're thinning them out.
Please, more like me.
I'll admit I'm impressed. Very slightly.
Well then, I should probably think about tonight's menu.
Be a breeze. Get in, get out.
You're mine! How about this?
Do it!
Go away!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
You guys want to rest here?
I won't forgive you!
Plasma shock! Savage roar!
Lunar corruption!
The tide of battle has turned.
That's the power of comrades in arms.
If they rush you, comrades in recover, okay? Easy peasy. Ha hoodle.
Pow!
Rising Wyvern!
Mega ray!
Mirage!
Nice,
Leave it all to love.
Hey, I'm here too, you know.
Well, someone seems in tip-top form.
Nothing new about that, Shion.
Well then, I should probably think about tonight's menu.
I won't forgive you!
Eat this!
Cyan
Take
instant!
this!
None shall escape my
You're
gale
mine!
force!
Eat this!
Dance in the wind! The flashing parts are weak points!
Plasma shock!
Far enough! No further! Now you see what I can do!
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
Eat this!
Burn!
Come and get! What's this?
Lightning orb! A banana! Gemini! Searing flame!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Do it!
Talon Trigger!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Plasma
Dance in the
shock!
wind! Cyan instant!
I'm just getting
Mega ray!
started!
To get you all tucked
You're
away!
finished!
Rising
Rising
Falcon!
Falcon!
Energy! A
Mirage!
banana! Let's go!
Big blast!
Searing flame! Lightning
Plasma
orb!
shock!
Dance in the wind!
Lunar
We're not
corruption!
playing around!
Eat this!
Lunar corruption!
If it's in the sky, it's gone!
Dance in the wind!
Plasma shock!
Air thrust!
It's gonna attack!
Right, watch out! Here
Mirage! I'm not done!
Eat this!
Talon Sword! Here I come! No escape!
Now you see what I can do!
Plasma shock! This one's all mine!
Do it! Ringwell!
Frozen!
Hammer! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood. An opponent like this should be easy. Here I come! Crumble! Rising Falcon! None can! None can! We're in good form! Is the blazing sword okay?
A little water's not going to hurt it.
Hello.
Huh.
Kisara.
Right. Careful. That's no ordinary Zoogle.
Yeah? Well, we're no ordinary party either.
No choice. Rising light!
Judgment!
Lightning thrust! Storm! We've turned the tables on him.
There are still more left.
Are those rocks that
If we can...
This ends now!
Healing surge!
Over so soon?
Ow! Here I come! Be still! Point flash!
Are those arms even natural?
Be still! You're not!
Your power is a spectacle to behold.
I'm not trying to be dramatic with it.
Still, it's a part of you. Embrace it.
My turn! Okay! It's okay! Rising Wyvern!
If it's in the sky, it's
Lightning
mine.
thrust! You're mine!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! Can't get out of this! Me!
Arch shield!
Talon sword!
This one's rendered!
I'll smash you!
You picked the wrong fight! Take this! Okay!
It's finished!
Let's do it! Astral energy!
Say no more! You're mine!
Healing
Mirage! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Plasma shock! We got him on the run!
Don't get caught!
Right. Still anyone's fight. Rising Falcon!
The enemy is going all out! Lunar corruption!
I'm on it!
Let them launch! Right, watch out!
Mirage! Watch it!
Reload! Do it!
Storm!
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
All aboard the victory train!
Overconfidence can bite you in the butt.
Through these lands most verdant green, my eyes alight for sights unseen. Good.
Really now. Looks like we made it here in one piece.
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
Okay.
Seriously?
Well,
What the? Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Mm-hmm. That was quite the little adventure we went on. That Zoogle seems intriguing.
that's all you have to say about it?
Go no further!
Dragon Shell!
Searing Flame! Reload! Lightning Orb! You have to aim for the bright area on their back.
No further!
Hit a word! Hurtful!
Denying your dreams! I never miss!
Ignite! I'm on it!
Dance in the wind!
Let's
tear 'em up!
You're on! Okay, here I go! Rising
Watch
Falcon!
this!
You're mine!
A banana! Let's go! Magic is down! Sleep now.
Now, falling freely!
Take it down!
You're finished!
This one!
Rising
Eat
Falcon!
this! Ready and rarely!
Arrow to
You're on! strong. Split it open! Be my guest!
They're not playing around.
Here I come!
Let's get you all back away. Here's the
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Right.
Rising Wonder!
Arrow Squall.
You're on!
Burning apart.
Here I come!
Mega
Blast
Ray.
the shot!
I'm just getting started.
Lightning Orb.
Whoa, I'm impressed.
All mine!
Lightning Condensed. By the power of water.
In a bind? Now you see what I can
Not
do!
on my watch. I never miss.
Here I come!
May 1,000 gales.
Almost
carry
there.
your tread.
Oh, close enough. Take it away, Law.
I thought you'd never ask.
There you go. Don't let up.
You're mine! Crumble!
Wind Astral Energy. Lightning
You're on.
Condensed. None shall escape my
Take
judgment.
this!
Now, Law, get toasty.
Bird strike!
They really made us work for that one. Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Okay.
wonder if something happened.
Oh? Yeah. Yeah. Why?
What?
Yeah. Got it. Great. I hate that woman.
She was a hand.
Well... yeah. I don't think I'll ever quite warm up to her, but I can respect her passion for books.
That can't be. No.
Oh, what?
Hey!
Oh? Oh?
Huh? No way.
Hey!
Always good to be back in familiar territory.
I think Hoodle senses something.
Looks like we get to sleep with a roof over our heads.
I always love the sound of hammers banging away.
Done. This is sure to give the others some much-needed energy.
Okay, off we go.
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. They try to get in our way.
Hi, Hootle!
Lightning thrust! You're on!
Go get it!
And you make quick work of them.
Want me to pick up your slack?
Just pointing it out.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Hold up. Is this as valuable as I think it is?
Hoo! Hoo hoo hoo! 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 Hoo hoo hoo! Look, Hootle! One of your buddies!
It's on.
Primed and ready!
Try this on the side.
You are in tip-top.
As soon as I'm done here, come help out.
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
You're on! Take it!
Well, we're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware without you reminding me.
A comfortable win.
There's something in the water. I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Ren and eyes.
Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble.
I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done.
You're still not done fishing yet? Boring.
You need patience to fish. Hup. I've got something. That was disappointing. Not my lucky day, I guess. Nothing's biting. All right. Boy, that's a bit of a letdown.
Nice work!
I've got something. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
That went pretty well.
Reel it in. I'll catch something bigger next time.
Nice work!
Ha! I've got something. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
That went pretty well.
Hup. Reel it in. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
That went pretty well.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins.
Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us. Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my job.
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, Law?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
Looks perfect and tastes just as good.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself, When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as Lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. I do believe it's about time that I retire. Shall we get moving?
Gotta break through! Rising Wyvern!
Take this!
Only getting
Be
trouble!
still! No escape!
In
We
here!
did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our
Rising
time.
Wyvern! Less coffee?
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Didn't even break a sweat.
Go no further!
Be still!
Try this on for size!
Come and face me!
Leave it all to Rob. Didn't even break a sweat.
Little help!
Dazzle! I'm not done!
Thunderbolt!
You're on!
You are in tip.
As soon as I'm done here, I'll come help out.
This is barely target practice.
Then why bother fighting them?
Because I certainly won't run away from a battle.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, What you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Out of our way!
Rising Wyvern! I'm not done! Dragon Shield! Mirage! Lightning Thrust! First strike! Flash
You made quick work of it.
Want me to pick up your slack then?
Just pointing it out.
These little ones are hardly worth it.
Less talking, more pummeling. This could be useful.
All right.
There's nowhere to run from my heart. When he slows down, that's our chance.
The water's It's like trying to keep up with a wall. Let's get you all tucked away.
Take this!
Dance in the wind.
Here I come!
Sleep now.
Skip!
Let's get you all tucked away. By the power of love.
Skip!
Alright.
Now we're never...
Take this!
Amazing.
Here I come!
The earth throbs in pain. Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and bubbling to me.
Now we're never.
In a bind.
Blue escape!
Divine strength. Giant instant.
Blue escape!
Now we're never.
In a bind. Eat this. I'll tear you
Giant
apart.
instant. Lightning orb. Lightning can blaze and storm.
Here I come!
Tornado.
Take this.
Here I go.
You're
So those are Danon after all.
Something you want to say? Nothing. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
I sense a strange power from this.
They really made us work for that one.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
That gun of yours is real handy at a pinch.
It takes a true marksman.
Well, I can't think of anyone better than you, Xion. Together, that wasn't even a problem.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah. We used to run up and down these slopes all the time for our training exercises.
Damn. You weren't messing around.
This will be a delicious piece of cake. Let the force around you. Hands in the wind. Now.
No escape!
It's a duel of the arts.
Take on it!
Airborne
Well, sounds like a job for yours truly.
Slash the shot!
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Come on!
Lunar corruption!
Destruct it!
The wind! Gemini wheel!
Tectonic force! The tide of battle has turned.
That's the power of comrades in arms.
Right. Comrades in arms.
What?
Come on!
We can really make weapons with this?
No choice! Azure Storm!
1,000 gales! Period dread! Cyan
Destructive!
instant!
I'm like bait to them.
Be still! Void Flash! Do it! You're mine! Not a chance! Crush! It's
Lightning
over!
raging cascade! Lunar corruption! See it now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
We won that by a mile!
That equipment should come in handy.
Little help!
I'm on! Azure Storm!
Lightning
I'm not
orb!
done! I'm on!
Raging cascade!
We can't lay a finger on it.
I prefer it. What about you?
Just watch and see.
You got fired!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
Wish they were all that easy.
Yeah, I think we might be getting too strong.
Isn't that good?
Play along, would you?
This will be a delicious piece of cake!
You're on! Slash the shot! Rising Falcon!
Do it! Sweet dreams!
You're most comfortable at a range, aren't you?
Easy peasy. Ha hoodle.
No choice! Dazzle! Dragon Shout! Bang Bolero! Void Flash!
Do it!
Ha!
Dohalim!
Light Burst Force!
Radiant Genesis!
A comfortable win.
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
Dawn!
Castle!
Confiscated!
You're on!
I can carve through armor!
Where are you going?
First strike! Eat your...
We're in the home
In a
stretch,
vine?
guys.
What she said? Eyes on the prize.
That focus goes double for you, Law.
Me? How come I get singled out?
I'll take you all off!
I'll be saving this now.
Chill!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Didn't even break a sweat.
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes, I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly! You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Guess I misread.
Hi, Hoodle!
Freezing storm! Dragon shout! Void blast! You're on! You're mine!
Now!
My turn!
Do it!
Now!
Mega Ray!
Rising sun!
I'm flying free!
Sion, can you take care of them?
No, sooner said than done.
Did you see?
Sure did. You were checking out Kisara from behind.
What? No, I wasn't!
Get lost!
I'm grounded!
Rising Wyvern!
Get on in there with the
Strike!
Do it!
We did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more
Bring the
fun.
home straight
Cut them
down.
apart to your heart's content.
Eyes on the prize!
Got fired!
So double for you, Law. Let him
Me? How come I get singled out?
All yours!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
What a rush!
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
Hi, Hoodle!
Rising Wyvern! You're on! Be still!
You made quick work of them!
Want me to pick up your slack then?
Just pointing it out!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content. Barely a blip on our radar.
We did it! My turn! Blow away! Plasma shock!
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for you. Barely a blip on our radar.
No choice! Be still! You're on! Eagle Fly! You're mine! You're finished! You're on! Plasma shock!
You know what? Watching you really makes me realize.
Makes you realize what?
Maybe thinking too much gets in the way sometimes.
The heavens must be smiling.
Get lost!
Dazzle! Take this! You're on! Here I come! Rising Weapon! Take this! Here I come! Come one, come all! Here I come! Hurricane!
Do it!
Rip and tear!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble! Not a chance!
One more!
You're on!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood. Hey, new equipment! that big tower over there? Not this way, I guess. Not this way, I guess.
Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now.
I'm impressed how well balanced this thing is.
I can't eat anymore.
Dohalim, your spare bracers were getting dirty, so I polished them up along with the rest of your equipment.
Why, thank you, Kisara. I greatly appreciate that.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but you sure seem to fuss over Dohalim a whole lot, Kisara.
It is a little strange. Almost like you're still in his service.
Really? That's certainly not my intention. Besides, he's not the only one I'm like that with. Hey, Law? I saw your clothes were starting to get holes in them, so I stitched them back up for you.
Oh, wow! Thanks, Kisara.
Point taken. Do you just like looking after people?
I wouldn't go so far as to say I like it, but I get anxious if I don't. I'd always like to help if I can. It comes naturally to me. Back in the day, Miguel and I used to look after the younger kids a lot, so that's probably where it comes from. He taught me everything I know, and I mean everything. How to cook with wild plants, how to sew clothes so they'll last. Without him, we never would have been able to survive.
However, you're not a lord anymore, Dohalim. You need to get used to the idea that people aren't just going to wait on you hand and foot.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm ashamed to admit that I felt no qualms about her doing all that for me. As both a Renan and especially as a lord, one becomes too accustomed to those beneath you tending to your every need, both Renans and Danans alike.
Sure, that's how all you Renans are probably raised. But just to be clear, we're not your servants, Dohalim. Got that?
Absolutely. Moments such as this provide me with ample opportunity to confront my unease. It is difficult to tend with my own motivations.
What do you mean?
And the truth of the matter is that my espousal of coexistence in Menancia hardly came from an idealistic place. That instinctive unease I feel deep within serves as a reminder for what it is that all of us here fight for.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one's going to abandon you if you aren't always perfect.
Looking at her now, I think she's more like his mom than his servant.
Done. This is sure to give the others some much-needed energy.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Maintaining your shield? It's becoming a familiar sight.
Miguel was the one who taught me how to maintain my equipment after I first joined the Guard. Now, it's just a part of my routine.
Your brother always seems to come up whenever I talk to you.
That's because we had no other relatives, so it was just the two of us growing up. He was my idol, the one I looked up to and wanted to be like. When I became a guardsman, Lagiel wasn't too pleased to see me at first. It was Miguel who really welcomed me aboard.
Lagiel? Oh, right. She was Miguel's second in the Gold Dust Cats, wasn't she?
That's right. She's always been a very critical and down-to-earth person. In other words, the complete opposite of a dreamer like me.
You're more an idealist than some pie-in-the-sky dreamer.
Even so, that's my brother's doing. He'd never let me stop seeing a brighter world. He always did what he could to keep me smiling and happy.
You must have meant a lot to him.
He wasn't just kind either. He always worked so hard to set an example for me and everyone else around him. He was a true big brother. So much so that when he thought I was asleep, he'd slip out of the house to go training on the outskirts of town.
You seem to know a lot about it.
That's because I only pretended to be asleep and would follow after him. You know what? I'm at a good stopping point with my shield. If you've got time, how about I tell you a couple more Miguel stories?
I guess I'd better get comfortable.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, do you guys have everything?
That's no ordinary enemy I see over there.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
You're on! River Dragon! Voice Blast!
Right now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
That's some power you wield.
You're the one who did the heavy lifting.
Out of our way!
How about this? Double Demon Fang! No escape!
None shall escape my judgment!
Take this!
Vanquish darkness!
Rising Falcon! Do it! You'll finish!
Xion, astral energy! Full throttle!
Fine freaks! Why can't they just sit still?
Xion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Xion.
Hey, what do you say we fight that shining enemy?
I've got a really bad feeling about this. I never miss!
Ignite!
You are in tip-top shape!
As soon as I'm done here, come help out.
How could a girl ever say no?
These little ones.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Step back! This one's all law!
Let's dispose of the trash.
Rising Wyvern! You're on! Lightning Strike!
Photon Flash! Dance in the wind! Let's give it a whirl!
I'm not done! It's over!
Talon Hurricane!
We're cleaning out.
Let me take the rest of it!
Rising
Wow,
Falcon!
someone's feeling lively.
My turn! You're mine!
Here goes.
You're on!
Watch
Let's
this.
let's go!
Wow! Look what I just found.
Get lost!
Rising Wyvern! Castle! Strike! Here I come!
The tide of battle has turned.
That's the power of comrades in arms!
My turn!
Right. Comrades in arms.
What? You sent some ST airborne scoundrels?
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Rising Falcon!
A comfortable win.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Arnex, coming through! Lunar
You're on!
Eruption!
Blast the shot!
Here goes! Mega Ray! Light
Rising Falcon! Strike!
We got the advantage!
Good. We just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, because Lord
Got fired!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle
You're
it!
mine! All yours!
Watch this!
Barely a blip on our radar.
We're in good form!
No backing down!
Rising Wyvern! You're on! Damn it! You're on!
Lunar Blast!
Void Flash! You're mine! We've turned the tables on them.
There are still more left.
Right. No time to hold back. Take this! It's over! Here I come! My turn!
Photon Blast!
Over so soon?
This will be a delicious piece of
Rising
cake!
Wyvern! Slice! You're on!
I'm only getting started! Tectonic
Be still! No escape! You're
Lightning
finished!
Orb!
Non-chance! Crush! Rising
Bullseye, Sion! Nuts!
Get out of my sight, Liner. You'll get hit.
Oops, right, sorry, thanks. Didn't even break a sweat.
Guess I misread the landing.
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? Already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Saar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already! I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me, why? Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the?
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you?
Take this.
Here I come! You're on!
Far enough! Take this! Now you see what I can do!
Lunar corruption! This one's mine!
Burn it out!
Show me your strength!
None shall escape my
Who
judgment!
the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal!
His speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Raging Cascade!
Shock!
Talon Hurricane!
Magic Advance! Lunar corruption! Photon Blast!
Enjoy.
You're on! I'm not done!
Here.
Breaking Gun!
Let's go!
Fool.
Lunar corruption! Holding
Here I
Gale! Carry it strike!
Enjoy.
Let's go! I'm on it!
Dragon Shell! This one's
You're
mine!
on! Lightning thrust!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Power of
Take
water!
this!
Thunderblade!
You're finished!
Breaking does it!
Here I go!
Take this!
One more!
First
Not
strike!
in your dreams!
Take this! Burn!
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Till next time.
Shion, wake up, please!
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides, Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine, really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Dahnan astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest. Hey.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain, but you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...
Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Dahnans, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renan district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Dahnan legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renans have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Dahnans rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened. This is horrible.
Is there truly no one here?
All of these ruins look like they were made pretty recently.
But if that's the case, then where do you think the people that used to live here went off to? There must have been Dahnans and Renans, right?
That's a good question. Even if the Dahnans rebelled and managed to overthrow the Renans here, there should still be some people around.
This debris. Do you think it could be the work of Renan astral arts?
Perhaps, but the appearance of these ruins is rather uniform, which leads me to believe otherwise.
Hey, Rinwell. That story you told us about the Dark Wings. It said that the evil king was vanquished with a holy flame, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then there might be some truth to that old story after all. It looks like all the rubble here had been scarred by flames.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. If we can find someone around here, we might be able to get them to tell us what happened. Dohalim, you forgot to take care of the fire yesterday.
What do you mean, take care of? Ah, yes. You meant to put it out?
Yep. If it stays lit, we could end up in real trouble real fast.
I see. I apologize for not realizing that. I shall be more careful in the future.
The way he's talking, it's like the thought of putting it out himself never even occurred to him.
Moving on, Dohalim, I should mention that the clasp for your cape is about to come undone.
Oh yes, I tried to fix that myself, but it simply refused to cooperate with me.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Are you telling me Renans can't even dress themselves?
Lords like Dohalim have attendants that take care of just about everything they need, so I'm not surprised he sometimes struggles with the basics.
Even by those standards, you've got to admit this is still a little extreme.
Shionna's got a point. I mean, you don't see Renans like her needing so much help to get stuff done.
In my case, circumstances forced me to learn how to be independent. Even so, I still think Dohalim could afford to pick up a few more self-sufficient skills.
Well, specifically speaking, what would you suggest that I learn?
For starters, I think it'd be good for you to learn how to dress. And put on shoes. How to comb your hair is equally important, and learning to manage your possessions better. And then from there...
She sounds like his mom rattling all that off.
Oh, and another thing. About your owl, Rinwell.
What is it?
When he starts to molt, would you be willing to give me his old feathers? I think I could find a use for them.
What do you intend to do with those?
Well, recently, I haven't been sleeping well. However, I hear pillows made from owl feathers are very comfortable and wish to make one.
This is why I hate you, Renans!
Did I say something offensive?
Next time, put your own needs aside for a second and think about how someone might react first. Then consider if it's worth asking at all.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
All of you, stop right there! Don't move!
They have us surrounded.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first! Show yourself!
I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
What are you...
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Getting pretty famous, isn't he?
Here is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
No need. I believe you. I'm Beifong, of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces, so everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Danon leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadeye's the one who runs the show. I'd be happy to take you to him. Just one problem. The Renans. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason. Especially Deadeye. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
You could have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Ah, yes.
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work's only really just begun, huh?
Yeah. This place seems like it's got a lot of issues to fix. Not this way, I guess.
So you're Alphen, are ya? Thought you'd be bigger. Huh. Guess the armor beefs you up a bit. You've got a lot of people talking, you know. But in this town, I call the shots. You play by my rules here. Just remember that. Gotta say, I didn't expect you to run with a gang of women and kids. Those other lords must have been real pushovers, huh?
Seriously? Are you this rude to everyone you meet?
Don't interrupt me, you brat. Didn't your parents teach you any manners?
Why, you?
So you're the one who took down the Lord of this realm, huh? How'd you pull that off?
We just swiped the Renan's explosives. And then we blasted them all to hell and back.
Explosives? That's a pretty bold approach. But how'd you manage to avoid hurting your own people?
I didn't, that's how. But the chance to take out a lord was worth the sacrifice.
And the Lord? What did this sacrifice earn you?
Unfortunately, we couldn't manage to finish her off. But now we've really got the girl on the run.
She ran? A lord?
Yeah, the lady was just a coward. She had a whole lot more bark than bite, that's for sure. She's probably hiding off in a hole somewhere. But not for long. We'll find her and drag her right back into town. Then she'll get what's coming to her.
I wouldn't be so sure. She may run, but she'll never go quietly.
Shut up, Bright Eyes! I would have run you through already if you weren't with the blazing sword here.
The whole reason you're fighting is to free the Danans in this realm, is it not? If so,
Shut your
then—
mouth, witch! That's enough! If you're really fighting for us Danans, why keep these bastards around? Why haven't you killed them already?
I'm not going to kill these bastards.
Whoa. Is that the case, huh? Then tell me the point of this show.
They're my friends.
Friends? Renans are Renans. The scum-sucking bastards who've been draining our souls for 300 years now! But you know that. Maybe it's 'cause you and that little lady are friends and more.
Son of a... You'll pay for that!
That's enough! Deadeye, you know that was completely uncalled for.
All of you, get the hell out of my realm! And don't ever come back! This is Danan's realm and it's ours, understand? I call the shots here. And I make the rules. I do, Deadeye, leader of the Dark Wings!
Yeah! Deadeye! Liberator Deadeye! You are the true leader of this realm! We're not afraid of any Bright Eyes!
It's only a matter of time before I throw every last Bright Eye out of this realm!
The Dark Wings! The Dark Wings rule!
Hey, wait up! Told you so, didn't I? You should have left your Renan pals outside.
You don't agree with him, do you? I could tell by the look on your face in there.
That's how things are with him. He loses his temper, then I step in and calm things down.
Better you than me.
If that's all, I think it's past time we were going.
Look, I just wanted to apologize for what Deadeye said in there.
At least somebody's got some manners around here.
He didn't used to be like that. But, well, that's what losing most of your loved ones will do to a man. He may never forgive the Renans.
It's a little ironic how indistinguishable his manner is to that of a lord.
Hey, Beifan? Deadeye mentioned the Lord is still on the run. Any ideas where she might be?
We looked all over, but found no traces of her. We heard some rumblings about activity in Estaluva Forest, but that's it.
Estaluva, huh?
Wait, you're not going after her, are you? Certainly won't win you any favors with Deadeye.
This isn't Deadeye's war, and we're certainly not fighting it for him. Besides, it's like Shion said, her type isn't going to go quietly.
Hey, it's your funeral. Don't say I didn't warn you.
We'll be sure to keep you out of it. Before we set out, though, is there anywhere around here we can rest?
Sure. Building at the end of the road, opposite side. It's all yours. We use it as temporary lodging, to house people who don't have a new place to live quite yet.
We're not going to run into any trouble there, are we?
Rumors of a certain fiery sword have spread fast. I doubt anyone will be eager to give you guys problems. And here's where I say my farewell. You're on your own, but good hunting.
Before you go, how come you don't hate the Renans as well?
Oh, believe me, I've got my bone to pick with the Renans. Just not with two of them I've never so much as laid eyes on before.
Let's head on over to that lodge. We'll figure out what our next move is there.
I get the feeling Deadeye's signed up to be a rebel, so he could have a roost to rule. Heck, he's no better than a lord. In some ways, he's even worse.
I know. How could he use explosives on his own people?
And yet, despite the toll of his actions, none of the Danans we've seen seem to question his assumed authority in the least. If anything, they may well consider him a hero, which would say a great deal toward how deeply they resented the Renans here.
Still, I don't think this is as simple as saying the good guys won out over the bad ones.
Yeah, I don't either. Deadeye might have managed to drive the Renans out of Niaz, but that doesn't make the way he did it okay. No matter which way you look at it.
A victory that's earned by throwing away the lives of his own people? No, that isn't a victory at all. I can understand that the Danans here are standing up against their oppression, but that doesn't mean they have to humiliate all Renans just to settle the score.
I'm perfectly able to stand up for myself, Alphen. Besides, I'm used to it by...
But you shouldn't have to be, Shion. It's just... What I mean to say is, when you've been a slave for so long, it's easy to accept that's how it should be because it's all you've ever known. Constantly being belittled is no different. I don't think that's fair. For me or for you.
I just don't know, man.
Don't know what?
Deadeye managed to drive out a real live Renan Lord. That's incredible. And he seems to have a lot of supporters surrounding him too. But he's got an attitude worse than any angry Zoogle. Plus, Niaz is in utter ruins. I don't have a clue what his game is.
The Renans are powerful. And because of that, it takes a strong leader to have any hope of toppling them. However, when you take down one dictator only to replace them with another, ultimately it's just business as usual.
If it'd been Zephyr instead of Deadeye, I don't think things would have turned out like this.
Rinwell!
Yeah, I think so too. Zephyr did things differently top to bottom. He's not the kind of person who would have forced his own views or decisions on other people. When you do that, you're ruling over others, not leading them.
To be honest, I don't know what I would have wanted my dad to do if he was in that position.
Law.
The whole thing feels weird in a way. It's a weird kind of feeling, but at the same time, part of me also feels happy. Deadeye and my dad are two very different men. For now, I'm content knowing that.
The city is liberated, and yet the air still hums with fear and anxiety. It reminds me all too well of how Vicente once was.
Hums? You mean like music?
Yeah, none of this sounds like music to my ears. In fact, I've never seen any Danans with musical instruments in my life.
You don't need instruments to play music. It can emerge naturally from the sounds of people going about their day and the hustle and bustle of life.
You seem to care a lot about music, Dohalim. I didn't know that about you.
Have I not mentioned it? Before I was a candidate for the lordship, I had my heart set on the life of a musician.
You? A musician?
Indeed, music enriches the world around us. I trained day and night to hone my art. Words could not describe my bliss, as my notes carried with them the sights and sounds of nature, the ebb and flow of time, and the thoughts of people on the wind.
Dohalim.
Forgive me. My loquaciousness can get the best of me at times.
Don't apologize. It's interesting hearing what Renan culture is like.
Even though the Renans destroyed all of our arts and culture.
Personally, I was interested in the music of Dana as well. The fact that generations of lords deemed music to be of no use to their slaves and outright forbade the ownership of instruments is lamentable. Not that my words can undo the damage already done.
What's wrong? All right.
What the?
Hey,
Yeah!
good.
All right!
I feel like somebody's watching us.
Well,
I see. Oh.
just great.
Excuse me!
Good.
That's some cryptic text, all right.
It could mean anything. Can't we just look around the area for clues or something?
Hey! Maybe these are supposed to be different locations?
Oh, now you're into this too, huh?
We've reached our destination.
Sleeping on the ground beneath the heavens like this? Why, it's hard to complain.
Hey, Rinwell. What was that whole legend you were talking about earlier, back when we were by the gate?
Huh? Oh, you mean about the Darkwings? It's an old story about a Dahnan hero that's been passed down for generations.
Like I said, I sure haven't heard it before.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, long ago, there was an evil king who tried to bring all of Dahna to ruin. However, a pure black owl heard the pleas of the people and decided to help. It chose a young hero and bestowed upon them a holy flame that was capable of vanquishing the king. The story goes that the young hero challenged the king and defeated them with the flame. Seeing Dahna had been saved, the people flew the crest of the Darkwings as thanks to the owl for its help. From what I understand, it used to be a really well-known story before the Renans came.
I guess our people must have forgotten it over time. It's lucky for us you still know it. You sure are well-versed in these sorts of things, Rinwell.
You know, the part where the hero defeats the king with a flame reminds me a little of Alphen.
Come on, it's just a story. Besides, if we're talking about an owl helping anyone, Hootle would definitely choose Rinwell.
Sure, I might have helped take out our own kind of evil king with the others, but I'm definitely no hero. That and Hootle's wings aren't even black. Huh.
Shion, could we talk a moment?
I think it's time we go to sleep. Come on, guys. We've got lots to do.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
No escape!
Barely a blip on our radar.
It's on! We are freaking invincible!
Alphen and the others truly are strong.
What about me?
Looks like it could be worth something. Let's dispose of the trash. Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Easy peasy, huh, Hootle?
Ow!
The tide of battle has turned.
That's the power of comrades in arms.
A comfortable win.
No choice.
Rising Wyvern!
We're cleaning house.
Let me take the rest.
Wow, someone's feeling lively.
Together, that wasn't even a problem.
Get lost!
Not again.
Burn it!
We're in good form.
backing down! You make quick work of them!
Want me to pick up your slack then?
Just pointing it out.
These little ones are hardly worth our time. Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Isn't that what we were asked to find?
Is this the so-called legendary instrument?
Actually, I think it's one of the freight train parts that I was using for a sword.
I'm sure anything will be fine. We should take it.
Out of our way! Let's keep our eyes on the prize. We've reached our destination. We've reached our destination.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
I'm not so sure. How's this?
I see.
Great!
Huh? Agreed.
Dohalim.
I can't believe you managed to shoo off that irritating bard.
Had we brought him along, it would have livened up our journey considerably.
You know, maybe you're right. We could have hit it off.
Yeah, and the two of you could be irritating together. I feel like somebody's watching us.
Maybe there's some...
Oh yeah? How's this? Great!
Yes. Hey.
Good.
Really? What? Yes!
All right, right.
Really?
What?
Huh?
All right.
Yes!
Over there.
Huh? Yes!
All right.
Yes!
Huh.
All right.
By the by, Shion, if you don't mind my asking, would you be willing to share what sort of clothes are currently in fashion on Rena sometime?
Sure. As long as you call me Captain.
Sir, yes, sir, Captain Shion.
I was just joking. Kinda has a nice ring to it, though.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
That Deadime creep certainly has a few screws loose, that's for sure.
Forget that guy. Right now, we need to discuss how we're going to proceed.
What's there to discuss? Deadime and his crew have already brought down the Lord here. Just let them finish her off.
I want to go after her.
I second that. I think it's the best thing to do right now. We don't know if the Darkwings have what it takes to beat her. I'm worried what'll happen if we leave her to her own devices.
You make a good point, Rinwell. And maybe I'm just being overconfident, but between us and them, I think we have a better chance at defeating her.
I have to agree. This realm isn't going to be truly safe as long as that Lord is still running around out there. We need to act.
Fine by me. But isn't Deadime just gonna take all the credit once we're done?
Our job is to break down the walls that oppress Dana. What he chooses to build in their place, that's his problem. For now, we'll head to this Estaluva forest Bayfon told us about. Whatever we decide to do, though, we should take some time to rest first. We've barely stopped since Menancia. Where are you going?
Alphen.
You should get some rest. What's got you up at this hour?
Just let me be for a minute, okay? Why don't you go back to the inn?
I will when you do.
Have it your way.
Shion. The Lord's days are numbered. I haven't forgotten our promise. You can trust me, you know. Maybe even lean on me a little. If you want.
And if I say I will you finally give it a rest?
Yeah, of course. Try to get some rest, okay?
What was all that about?
So we're just going to check things out, right? In whatever that forest is called.
Estaluva Forest. Next time, pay attention.